Hello guys, this is Joshua Hawes. As you can tell by the title of the video, I'm doing a review for Wonder Woman 1984. Finally got to saw the movie at the time of this recording last night, but you're probably not going to see this till like late-ish April, but I'm recording this in like early April. But I finally get to explain my thoughts on this film, and all I'm going to say is for now that the fact that there are some people who think this is a very disappointing film genuinely shocks me. Each to their own, of course. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it generally shocks me as to why this is not, a generally loved film. I think it's generally received well, but there's people inside who don't think it's that great, which I don't really agree with. But let's just get on with the good. So the good thing and the best part is this story that they have. It seems like such a simple story plot of just traditional you wish for something and then it goes wrong. That's kind of the general idea of the plot, but it's done differently and so incredibly well, and to the point where you see all the issues that that the villain has caused over time has started to come together into realizing this is above what even he wanted. This is bad. The effects of the entire film build to that final finale. This is which is why I was wondering, because I noticed in the build-up was quite slow. It wasn't necessarily outright bad, but it was just a decent but the build-up was actually really good because it made the ending so much more emotional and impactful than it probably would otherwise. I got emotional over this. What is this doing? The scene was presented beautifully as the culmination of this story of the film. It was done perfectly. Of this story, the moral story, I just really took something from this, and I don't know why all the scenes near the end really hit me. I do not know why, they just did. Yeah, another thing is that Gal Gadot is, of course, great as Wonder Woman. She understands the character. She kind of goes in this important journey as well, because she finally comes to terms that her boyfriend Steve is gone, no matter how he's involved in this film. She's just finally come to terms that he's gone and there's nothing she can do about it. Which was a very important plot story to advance herself for. And it was just incredible. The action was really good, especially the final climax. The main battle really was between Cheetah and Wonder Woman, which was a really good battle. Yes, it was the nighttime to protect, so maybe CGI, messy CGI, but because it's nighttime, the CGI really looks really good, and there was no times where it felt the scene looked unclear. And that ending of the film was just simply incredible. This is a 2.5 hour film, but it's one of those films that deserves that 2.5 hour runtime. It's just amazing, really. I don't know how else to say it. And it gets away with the villain actually learns from his mistakes through his family, through his childhood mainly. He learns his mistakes, and that is very interesting because you don't usually see that in superhero films. I don't think that necessarily fully spoils it. I might just put minor spoilers too. But anyway, his story is just very interesting because he's consumed by greed, and at the end he learns that it just doesn't matter, and it was done beautifully. So yeah, let's get into the mix, and that is the 2.5 hour runtime. I don't have a problem with it, but if you feel like it drags, if you had a long day, and this probably isn't the film to watch because it's like a real sit down. I even need to have quick breaks to go and get stuff. So I had those kind of breaks. That's just what I'll say. Another thing is that there's literally, apart from Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, there is nothing tying this into the rest of the DCEU. It feels like ever since Justice League in 2017, how that performed, none of the future DCEU films have tied in really at all. They've just done small little things to keep it part of the same universe. And I don't mind that because it's set in the past, but I kind of think, okay, you've done enough building of these characters. Start putting some of these characters together. That's just my thoughts on it. You don't have to do Justice League again, because apparently they're not restoring the Snyderverse, which I don't have an opinion on yet, because I haven't seen the Snyder Cut yet. I have to wait till it comes out on DVD. So, yeah, this is that. Those are some of the stuff that we'll say. Plus, some of the action early on isn't necessarily the best. What would I say for Lady? There's not really much. I didn't like how we didn't really hear the main music during the action battle. That's just a tiny little gripe because I've just hit something because I love that music so much. So the fact that we didn't get it's just the tiniest of gripes. And plus the story of the gold armor, I think that was just a way to shoehorn that gold armor as we see here on this picture into the movie and make it make sense. Of course, that did lead to a pretty nice post-credit scene, which doesn't tie into anything. It was just a one-off thing. But but overall, that would be the only thing because it just felt like they needed that. And I felt like the intro of Uncharted. I understand. Maybe I need to rewatch it again, but I did not see any purpose in that. I did not. Maybe if I watch it back, I understand what lessons she could learn from that and how that affects her for the rest of the film. But at the time watching it, I was just like, okay, this is a bit of a waste. Do you necessarily need this? So overall, those are the only flaws I really have. Overall, this is a fantastic movie. I would even say the best movie of the DCEU, which is why it's going to get the highest rated on 9.2 out of 10. Shazam was at number 1. Now it's been taken over by Wonder Woman 1984. It is an incredible film. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the film. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about the film, and if you would consider liking and subscribing to the channel and hit notifications on never miss a video. I would very much appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!